Ah, Australia, a land of beauty rich and rare. And star-spangled banners. Nike, Apple, Boeing, Google, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Starbucks. What do all these names have in common? They're all American, and they all have Australian counterparts that make the exact same thing. Say you take a walk down the street. You see people holding Starbucks coffee cups the size of buckets. People in Nikes with all the bling, and Boeing planes clogging the skies. What about all the non-franchises, the ones who suffer from American consumerism? I got this idea when last month I was sitting in an American restaurant and eating a kid's meal the size of a dinosaur. In America, it's about lots of bland food rather than a little good food. Australian products are usually cheaper because you don't have to pay for the shipping, but since the products don't have the apple on the back or the tick on the side, they are considered unworthy of the public's attention. In America, on the other hand, where they dream up these brands, they are having almost the opposite problem. They are over-consuming their shoes, phones, drinks, computers, and especially their food. Supersize me indeed. It is Supersize America. This might be because Americans have a culture of overindulging in things, whereas in Australia, we tend not to splash our cash. So the American brands get billions of dollars from their own people and millions from the Australians. It just doesn't seem fair to all the smaller, but by no means worse, companies in Australia. And the problem is just getting worse. Shipping to Australia is getting cheaper, meaning the big American brands can charge less for their goods than the Australians can. The American goods are almost always so cheap because they can pay their products in places like Taiwan and China, where they can pay the workers near to nothing to make the things. Australian goods with a green and gold kangaroo on the side are made in Australia, by Australians, for Australians. Out of these two countries, which one would you buy from? Just take a moment next time you're at the shops. Think to yourself, do I really want to throw my money at some American millionaire creaming money off cheap labour in appalling conditions? Or do I want to buy from an Australian who has respect for the people working for them? We have the choice now to make sure the workers creating the products we buy are working in decent conditions and are making a reasonable living. Australian consumerism can be different from what we see in America, and it needs to be, because who knows, in a few years' time, maybe our national anthem will go, "Oh, say, can you see?" And this is a real problem. Take a look at Singapore. It was originally a country of diversity and colour. Then the British came along and bam, along comes the Americans with their oversized cups, goofy shoes and sleek technology. Now it looks like downtown New York, but with none of that diversity. Do we want that to happen to us? I don't think so. So next time you want breakfast, don't go to Macca's where the Happy Meal toys are made by poor Southeast Asians in a sweatshop. Don't go down that path. Go to your locally owned cafe where you know the owners made the food themselves and you know the owners. And it's not just about the food, it's about the community, the friendships, the relationships. We need to encourage Australian creativity and Australian diversity, and I believe we should go our unique Australian way, a way that respects people, respects the environment and limits consumption, not the American way.